is Angie at Stampin' with Amore. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications each time I upload a new video. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I post on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And all the supplies you find in this video will be available in my shop on StampingWithAmore.com. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, comment below. And there's a lot of information in the description below, so check that out because it has like the supplies in there. And I also have an inspiration sheet I post on my blog at StampingWithAmore.com. And also, if you'd like to share this video, I would so appreciate it. And thank you to all of you who are sharing. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart because it means a lot to me that you are sharing. So thank you so much, everyone. Let's get started with this. I am actually making in a teacher appreciation box today because our kids started a few weeks ago, and I know a lot of kids are starting within the next few weeks or they've already started this week. But we need to thank our teachers because they have a lot to deal with these days, and we need to show them that we appreciate them. Now, I did this one in Real Red, but I am using Poppy Parade because I'm actually waiting for my order to come in. I ran out of my Real Red, but it's very close, so it's going to work out just fine for this. I'm also using my gingham ribbon, which I love this, and the designer series paper that I'm using for this is the Gingham Cottage designer series paper. But look at this stack, y'all. This is a really big stack, and I love this paper. But you can use this for the fall one I was talking about, and use pumpkin pie for the little scallop. And there's so many colors in here that you can choose from to use to make this more of a fall box if you don't want to make one for a teacher, if you don't have kiddos that are in school right now or grandkids. You can use all these. Even this yellow, I think this one is Daffodil Delight, and it would be pretty as well. But you can use a lot of these for this box. So I am using this one. I love this paper. I love gingham anything, as you can tell. All right, so to get started with this, what you are going to need is a piece of, I'm using, like I said, Poppy Parade or Real Red. It's 6 by 6. For the top part, you need a piece that's 8.5 by 3.5. And then you need for matting a piece that's 3 3/8 by 3 3/8, and one that's 1 3/8 by 3 3/8. You do need a piece of scrap, Real Red or Poppy Parade for this scallop, and then a piece to stamp. And we are going to go ahead and stamp first in color. And I am going to show you all this. This is a disclaimer, I am not a professional colorer, but I like to try. So give it a try because you'll be amazed how well that you can do coloring these. And you can even just do simple coloring on it. It would be just as pretty. I just really wanted to make it a little bit more realistic looking. So I just wanted to try. I love coloring. So I just wanted to try something a little bit more detailed. So we are going to color this. And I'm going to just tell you the colors that I'm going to be using basically for this. And it's Real Red and Light and Dark, and Cherry Cobbler Light and Dark. And then I'm going to use the Granny Apple Green Light and Dark. And is this Granny? Yeah, the Granny Apple Green Light and Dark. And I'm using some crumb cake. And then I am going to also use some Daffodil Delight and some So Saffron right here. And that is to show kind of like a shadow that I'm going to create for it. All right, I'm going to zoom in. I hope and pray that I remember to zoom back out because you know how I am, y'all. I've already had to do this video twice because I forgot to zoom back out and you couldn't see anything else that was in there. So we're just going to start with the light Real Red. Actually, I'm going to start out with the So Saffron. And I'm just going to color some areas where kind of like I want the light to kind of look like it's hitting it. I'm going to use some also Daffodil Delight on this. And I think I need to use Yeah, I'm going to use this one. But I need, a lot of my brush tips are not working. I need to really get some more of these. So I can use that brush tip, works a lot better on these. So if you have the brush tips, use those. My brush tips are mostly gone. So I'm going to use the light now over this. And I better use the other side. This one's not going to work good. And we're going to color this, mostly this whole thing with the light real red. I am going to be going over some of this Daffodil Delight and probably over the whole bit eventually, but you'll see that it's going to still show through. I'm going to leave the top part mostly open there because it is a little bit darker normally on there. Need to get that little spot. And then I'm going to use the dark real red. And we're going to darken this up a little bit on the ends here. I'm going to go down the center here. So you're just layering these colors. And then we're going to go in with the cherry cobbler. I'm going to use the light first. Need the other end. I'm going to actually color that part in there. And then we're going to go along the sides. Oh, just went out of there, but we're going to cut this out with the dies. And then I'm going to use the dark, and this is where it's kind of really makes it kind of pop, where the darker shading is. And you just want to do like little brush strokes down toward the bottom here where it's usually pretty dark. Again, along the side. You can see it almost, I mean, it looks very sloppy right now, but you'll see that we're going to blend that all in. And I am going to use some, and I forgot to tell you, I have the gray granite or smoky slate, and I'm using the dark, but I'm going to darken this a little bit. It's just going to go underneath and along here, just because I want this area a little bit darker. And the gray really helps to do that. And then I'm just going to kind of go over it with this. All right, I'm going to take the light again, the light real red. And I'm going to go over this whole part over here again. And then I'm actually going to add a little bit more of that gray just in here. And a little of the Daffodil Delight. And this is the dark I'm using here. You can even, if you don't get like your Daffodil Delight dark enough, so you can go right back over that. That's what's so nice about the blends. And then I'm going to use the dark real red again. It depends how dark actually you want your apple to be. If you want a lighter color one, just go a little bit lighter. And I'm not going to go too crazy on this because I don't want to mess it up. So I'm just going to add a little bit more of the Daffodil Delight here, just to have that little bit of shading there. If you get too much, you can use your color lifter to take off what you don't like on there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my colored pencils. Actually, let's go ahead and do the leaves first. So I'm going to do the light Granny Apple Green first on the leaves. And then I'm going to use the dark just to add a little bit to the center here to darken that. And then I'm going to use some on this part of the leaf. And that is all. We're going to use the crumb cake for the stem, and then we'll be done with the apple. But I want to show you what I did just to add a little bit of more detail here. So I'm gonna move these out of the way so I can show you this. I'm using our colored pencils. This one is Cherry Cobbler, Real Red, and Old Olive. I'm going to use the Old Olive on here, and we're just going to do some little, add a little bit of the colored pencil on there. It really, you may not be able to see this in the camera, but it really does add a lot of detail to this. I'm going to use the Real Red, and I'm going to make just long streaks here, because you know how an apple has those long, like, kind of like streaks in it. Just look at an apple and you'll see what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to use the Cherry Cobbler up at the top here and at the bottom. And then there's our apple. So I don't think you're going to be able to see the colored pencil, but I guarantee you will like to use it. All right, so I'm going to zoom out before I forget to zoom out again. And we are going to cut this. And because we have our die, that little mark I messed up right there on the side should not cut out. And I'm going to use some of my mint tape here. And then I'm going to just put this maybe about an inch down. And then we are going to cut these both out. So let me go ahead and do that, and I will be right back with those. Okay, so here's our little apple and our little edge right there. All right, so now we have to put the box together. We are going to score these. The box is real easy, y'all. It's one of my favorite. I really do like this. And you're going to score 1.5 on all 4 sides of this one. You know I have to do that every single video. Gotta fix that up. And then we're going to do this piece. And this one we're doing at 3.5 and 5. And that's it for both pieces. All right. So first thing we're going to do here is we are going to cut this piece. And I like to just cut down here. I like to rotate it. On these boxes, I like to do this like this. You can cut it however you want. If you like to cut both ends, that's fine. But this way, I feel like it's less bulky. So we are going to cut these. And we are going to sharpen all of these score marks on both of these. Okay, so all of our pieces are scored, and now we're ready to put it all together. By the way, I would use the thick basic white on this because it holds its shape a lot nicer than the other, but you can use whatever you like. But I think it's a lot nicer if you use the thick. So on all these glue tabs here, we are going to put our adhesive. Use something strong. You can use wet glue, or you can just use the Stampin' Seal Plus. The Plus is for boxes and bags and something you want to hold very strong. It's a strong adhesive. You don't want to use the regular seal. And then just line up all your corners. And our box is ready to go. Let's go ahead and mat this now. I'm just going to use the regular seal for this. So I'm matting this back. If you want to mat both sides, you can do that. You just need to cut 2 3 3/8 by 3 3/8 pieces. And then we're going to go ahead and you're going to put this on here where you want to place it. I just used a pencil to mark where it's going to be because we need to put our holes in first before we put our box in. So I'm using this 1/8 inch circle punch. We don't carry this anymore, but I am going to place one on the bottom here. And then you can just turn it over and put a little dot there, and then just punch this side. You want to keep it close to the end, and the reason I marked that is because I don't want it to put it here where it's going to be over the hole. So we're going to use, again, Stampin' Seal Plus. You can actually erase that right now. And then just add your box. So I need to look at it this way, I think, so I can have it on here even. You don't want to go over your score mark. Well, I think I'm fine right there. I'm not going to be that particular on this one. All right, then I'm going to grab my gingham ribbon, and I'm going to sharpen this point here so it's easier to get through, because this is a small hole. You're going to put your ribbon on, and it's going to go through here. If you don't want the, oh shoot, I forgot to put on the, I'm going to need to lift this up. I knew I'd forget something, y'all. I forgot to put on my little scallop, and it's so cute, I cannot forget it. All right, so we're going to put this on here. I'm going to just measure it by eye. You can just glue it on and then flip it over, and then just cut here. And I'm going to cut that little part off right there. All right, then we're just going to go ahead and close that up. I knew I was going to forget something. And then I'm going to go ahead and punch my hole again because I need that hole for our ribbon. All right, so don't forget your scallop. And then we're going to just put this through here. If you want to tie your ribbon on the side, you could tie it on the side here. I just like it on the top because it really adds, I think, to this. So I'm just putting it through here. And we're going to tie a ribbon, a bow. And y'all, this ribbon ties so nice. I can usually tie a pretty decent bow with this ribbon. And we are going to cut these shorter. And we have our bow here. Let me just straighten it up just a little bit. I promise I won't fool with it forever. All right, and now we're going to stamp our sentiment with some Memento Black. I'm just using a piece of scrap for that. I'm going to use the thank you for your kindness. We're going to cut that out. I like to use these bigger ones. And let's see how big that is. I think that's good. How long is that? I'll tell you about how long it is. It's 2.5 inches long. We're going to use some Stampin' Seal to attach that to the top of our box here. And then for the apple, we're going to pop it up with some dimensionals. And then we're going to put that right in the center. An apple for the teacher. But again, you can even use the same apple for Thanksgiving or fall, anything like that. All right, y'all, here is the other box. And that is it. I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you need any supplies, you can go to my blog at StampingWithAmore.com. This is September host code. And I'd appreciate it if you would use the host code when you place an order. There is a spot just for the host code when you place an order. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later, everyone. Bye.